Alright, hey guys, I'm going to give you a quick overview of what is Hangfire. Hangfire was created by this guy down here, Sergi something. I was able to implement it into my Visual Studio's .NET application. .NET 4.5 is what I used. And just to give you a little brief demo of what the program can do for you. There's three kinds of tasks that you can do in the background. Just straight do the task in the background. You can do reoccurring jobs set at an interval, or you can schedule one job with a delay or at a certain time. So the reason Hangfire is so useful is because a lot of times in your applications you can't you need something done outside of the user experience, outside of the user interaction, like sending emails, firing off reports. In my job, we need vehicle positions. They need to be emailed out every 10 or 15 minutes, so there's a server in the background that gets this done. So in order to implement this in your Visual Studio's project, in your Visual Studio solution, there are two NuGet packages that you're going to want to install. The first one being the Hangfire, and the second one that I installed is this one, OWIN. The OWIN allows you to get into this startup.cs file, and the startup.cs file is what's used to initialize the service. Alright, as you can see, we have the data string, which is used to connect to our SQL database. You could use MySQL or Microsoft SQL, and the first time that you load the application, it actually does automatically put in all the tables for you. So I have this preloaded for us already. I use Toad. Toad for SQL Server is handy. So yeah, the first time you ran it, it created all these tables, and they are used to store your tasks, to store your jobs. So going back to the code that we actually use to create the jobs, all it is, for me, we just have buttons. So like I was talking about, there's three types of jobs, and the three types are, one more time, fire and forget, which is just do it now, but probably your job is going to take a lot of resources or take a while to run. So if you're in a web app, you don't want your user waiting and waiting and waiting for it to complete. You just fire it and they go do whatever they want. The second kind is a reoccurring job, and what you see here is a button that just creates a job, reoccurring job, but it's done every minute. So this is you could put any kind of time object in here. Cron, time span is another one I used. So this one's going to run every minute, reoccurring. There's another button that I have where it just stops the reoccurring job, and that's based on the ID. So right here is the ID, and as you can see, it matches the start. So this one you start, this one it stops, and these are obviously just JavaScript, alert messages to help tell you what's going on. So the third kind is delayed. So what's happening here is you can run this job as many times as you want, but it's going to delay for 3 minutes after you click it. So normally you'd use this job for run all the reports at midnight. That's when none of your users are on, and it takes a lot of resources to run those reports. So all in all, the whole purpose of Hangfire for my application is to send emails when there's no user interaction. So every 20 minutes, every 30 minutes. What it does, each one of these jobs, doesn't matter what type, scheduled, reoccurring, fire and forget, it's going to call the method email sender, or the class email sender, the method send, which is down here, and this is just typical code on sending an email. Alright, so now jumping over to the program, you can see what I'll do is I'll click each one of these. This one is fire and forget. So there you go, the job is sent, and maybe it takes a long time to run, but regardless, it's gonna happen, and I can do other things. We'll turn on reoccurring jobs. and we'll turn on schedule jobs. So 3 types. Moving over to the dashboard, you can see I already got one of those emails. I have reoccurring jobs right here. This is where the reoccurring jobs hang out. It was never executed and will be executed soon. Under jobs, you can see I have the scheduled job, right? So the scheduled job, I scheduled it for 3 minutes from now. In 3 minutes, it will do the job. And the fire and forget job is already complete because it was really short. So if you go to succeeded, you can see here, we can click on the first job. That was the reoccurring job. So let's just go to the other one. Maybe 60. Yeah, 60 was fire and forget. So these parameters are just passed in to try and kind of help you figure out exactly which jobs do what. So you'll see when I click fire and forget, it's going to send a parameter of fire and forget. When my reoccurring job actually executes, it's going to put like a log. It's like a log. Speaking of logs, if you go to the database, you'll notice within the jobs table, this column here, arguments, is a log. You can see the reoccurring jobs, the scheduled jobs, and the fire and forget jobs. So I'm just going to refresh because I've been doing a whole bunch of jobs in the background. So here's the fire and forget I just ran, and here's the scheduled job that ran 3 minutes later, and I'm still just going reoccurring. So you know, this thing is sending emails. If we go over to my email, I'm being flooded, I'm being spammed with a whole bunch of emails. So what I'll do is I'll turn off my reoccurring job. So going back to you'll see that the scheduled is all done, right? Nothing isn't scheduled anymore. That was that 3-minute job. So going back to the site, I'll go ahead and I'll turn off the job. I'll turn off the schedule. Nope, I'll turn off the reoccurring job. Sorry. Going back to the dashboard, no more reoccurrings. So we're all set. Yeah, so hopefully you've learned a little bit about Hangfire. It's a really great tool for firing off jobs and just forgetting about them, because again, your users don't want to wait on a page, and they want to do things while the heavy work is done in the background. Hangfire is great. I've used Quartz before, quartz.net, which is really good, but I think Hangfire is just a little bit better. Alright, thanks so much for watching.